Thank you so much. So I was just waiting for some of the participants to join. I think most of the participants have joined now. I once again thank all the participants to join today's session. To introduce about myself, everyone call me as Arjun. I have 13 years of experience. Now it's almost close to 14 years of experience in SAP. 6 years of experience in SAP HANA. And 2.5 years of experience in S4HANA. So that's a very brief introduction about myself. Now coming to today's session. Today's session will be approximately for 60 minutes. In today's session, I would like to explain to participants the introduction to HANA and S4HANA. What are the different business use cases we can create with SAP HANA and S4HANA? Why S4HANA and SAP HANA solutions are very popular, and there are more than 70,000 implementations have gone live. And by 2020, we can expect about 3 lakh implementations. So that is what a SAP roadmap. By 2020, they would like to implement about 3 lakh implementations. What I would like to show you for the next 50 minutes, I would like to explain to participants the introduction to SAP HANA. What is a column-oriented DB? What is parallel processing? What are column-oriented DBs? What is an in-memory DB? So basically, SAP HANA, it's an in-memory, columnar, and parallel processing. What kind of solutions can be possible in a HANA S4HANA solutions? So let us start the introduction to HANA S4HANA. So all the participants able to hear me loud and clear? So hope my voice is loud and clear for all the participants. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone. So what is HANA S4HANA? Let me take a very simple example. Let's say you have a table. It's a very simple table. And you have 4 columns in this table. Just I'm trying to keep the session as simple as possible. You have 4 columns inside this table. So here you have a column called customer. What is the product? What is the amount? And what is the quantity? So we have a table, and the volume of data that you have in this table is more than 2 trillion records. So there's about 2 trillion records in this table. And you're trying to ask a very simple question. The question that you're trying to ask is, get my top 5 customers. It's a very simple question. In order to get the answer for such a simple question, how much time do you think it will take? If this table and the data within the table and the question that you're asking is on the MS SQL, suppose say this is on the MS SQL. So how much time do you think it will take? It takes more than 6 hours. In HANA S4, it takes less than 6 seconds. Now my question to the participants, why HANA S4HANA is extremely high performance? Now what makes this solution extremely high performance? Now, there are 3 primary reasons for it. There are 3 reasons for it. The first one, it's in-memory. It's an in-memory platform. It's an in-memory platform. The second one is it is a column orientation. And the third one is it does massively parallel processing. So it's an in-memory. The first one, it's an in-memory. It's column oriented. And it does massively parallel processing. What is an in-memory platform? Now when we say an in-memory platform, what does this mean? When we say it's an in-memory platform, what does this mean? It means that complete platform runs inside RAM. Normally, if you see, most of the softwares, where do they store data? What is the primary way to store data? The primary way to store data is on disk. But in SAP HANA, the primary way to store data is on RAM. Now, my question to participants, now why do you think SAP developed a solution that is completely running in RAM? The reason is, whenever you store data or process in memory, the first reason is, first of all, it is close to the CPU. So whenever you keep things close to the CPU, rather than accessing from disk, if you access data from RAM, it's very fast. A simple example is it better to drink water from a kitchen or take a flight, go to a different place, drink water and come back? Obviously, getting things near to us is always easier than getting things farther to us. So simply to keep it very simple, data that you have in RAM, so whatever the data that you have in RAM is close to the CPU. So whenever you have things close to the CPU, it is faster to access data. And the second reason, RAM is 100,000 times faster in processing data. So that is the reason SAP developed the next generation platform that is computing in RAM. We still have disk, but what is the purpose of disk over here? It is only for backup, but it's not the primary way to store data. The processing, everything is done over here. The storing, processing, RAM primary. Okay, so that is called in-memory platform. What is column orientation? What do you mean a column orientation? Column orientation means, when we say a column orientation, what does this mean? When you compare with row orientation, let me keep it very simple and very straightforward. So is my voice clear to all the participants? because I just got a message, my voice is not clear. Hope my voice is clear to all the participants. Is it perfect, all the participants, or you find any disturbance in between? Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so what do you mean by the column orientation? So when we say column orientation, it means that, let's say you have a table, and this table, basically you're trying to store some data inside the table. Trying to store data related to customers. Just I'll give a simple example. Data related to products, amount, and quantity. Now, if I try to insert one row, let's say I'm just trying to insert one row or two rows. For example, C01, M01, amount is 100 and quantity is 10, just one single row, and one more row, C02, MH02 or M02, 220. Just I'm trying to insert two rows. Now when you insert data or when you store data in a column orientation, the same data when you store in row orientation. Now my question to the participants, what is the difference? Normally if you see, most of the software applications, where do they store data? What format do they store data? They store data in row-oriented fashion. When you store data in a row-oriented fashion, what is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is, please see, what is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is, when you store data in row, this is one single file. In one single file, it will simply dump the entire data. Please see, it's dumping the entire data in one single file. So what disadvantage you have when you dump data into one single file? Try to ask a very simple question. Who is my top customer based on amount? The top customer based on amount, C02, amount is 200. So is it okay now? My mic is a little far, because if I keep mic near to the is it better now, participants? Is it better now? Is the near is better? Far? Should I keep mic near far? Little far, or is it okay now? Because one of the participants asked me to keep mic little far. Okay, fine. Is it fine now? Okay. Yeah. So what I'm trying to explain over here is, this is not fine. Is it okay now, all the participants? Is it okay? Okay, thank you. So what I'm trying to explain over here is, we have data in a row-oriented fashion. Now, just I'm trying to see, basically I'm just trying to give you a simple scenario, but shortly I'm going to explain what actually we're going to deliver on the project. What is a sidecar scenario? What is a main car scenario? I'm going to discuss this. But before that, just I would like to complete the introduction part. Just give me another 5 minutes, just I'll complete the introduction. and then we'll move on to the actual business scenarios. So what I'm trying to explain here is why most of the software applications tend to store data in a row-oriented fashion rather than column orientation. Why they are storing data in row? Now, when you store data in row, what is going to happen? You're asking a question, who is my top customer? When you ask a question, who is my top customer, based on amount, you see C02 and 200. In order to get the answer C02 and 200, what system is trying to do? It's trying to scan the entire table. Now, what is the disadvantage? To get only two values, it's trying to scan the entire file. Now, how did SAP design this? In S4HANA, SAP HANA, how did SAP design? What they've done is, they started to store each column's data in a separate file. How many columns you have here? How many columns you have here? 4 columns. So what they've done, then you have 4 files. File 1 for customer, file 2, file 3, and file 4. Now when you have 4 files, the first file is for customer, the second one for product, third one for amount, and fourth one for quantity. So here you have customer, that is nothing but C01, C02, product is M01, M02, amount is 100, 200, quantity is 10 and 20. Now, when I ask the same question in a column orientation, now please see what happens. My question is only based on customer, so it goes to customer column. So it goes to the customer column, it scans the customer. It skips product, because in my question, I'm not asking anything related to product, so it skips this product. It skips quantity, and it goes to amount column. So it goes to customer and goes to amount. Skips product and quantity. So that is the advantage when we store data in a column orientation. It need not scan all the columns. It only scans the columns that are requested by the user. So that is column orientation. Normally, if you see, especially in SAP, tables are as large as 200, 300, 400 columns. But the questions that we ask on these tables are very, very small. Probably you're trying to request 10 columns or 20 columns on the table that has 200 or 300 columns. The main advantage in HANA S4HANA, why SAP choose to go for a column orientation, need not have to scan the entire table, only goes to the relevant columns. Okay, let us go to the next one. So what is the next one? Massively parallel. Excuse me. What is massively parallel processing? So what do you mean by massively parallel processing? In SAP HANA, S4HANA, especially what system does is, it can do parallel processing. Normal SAP systems, the sequential processing. What is the difference between sequential processing and parallel processing? It's actually very simple. Suppose, say, you have a complex program. When you do sequential processing, what it does? Now, who process these programs? Who process this program? CPU. What is CPU? CPU is called Central Processing Unit. What do you have inside CPU? Inside CPU, we have cores. What is a core? A core is nothing but it is a CPU. But is inside a CPU, that is why it is called as core. If you have 4 cores, what is it known as? It is known as quad-core CPU. Normally, if you see, in the traditional hardware, one core is utilized to process the entire program. This is called sequential. This is traditional SAP. What ABAP does, what the ABAP platform does. In HANA, S4 platform, the meaning of parallel processing, all the cores are engaged. What happens over here? Again, let me take this program. In here, all the cores are engaged. It breaks this program into smaller subsections, and each core process each part of the program. Each core process each part of the program. So here you have 4 cores, each core processing the part of the program. It means that it breaks this program to smaller subsets. Each subset of the program is processed by different core within the CPU. Finally, the result is assembled. It does result assembly, and the result is given back to the user interface. So in sequential processing, one core is utilizing the entire, one core is trying to process the entire program. In parallel processing, all the cores are engaged to process the program so that it can execute faster. Okay, now, so until now, what are we trying to explain? I'm trying to explain, if anyone asks you, what is HANA S4HANA? A very straightforward answer. It's an in-memory. The complete platform operates in RAM. It is column orientation. It need not scan the entire table. Only scan the required columns that are requested by the user. In parallel processing, all the cores are utilized to process the entire program. It's nothing but HANA S4HANA. Okay, now when you're working on a project, what is the expectation from us? What do they expect? As a HANA S4 consultant, as a HANA S4HANA consultant, first of all, you have SAP systems as well as non-SAP. So here you have SAP as well as you have non-SAP. So in SAP, 1 minute please, 1 minute. Okay, recording is in progress. I thought the recording is not in progress or not. It's solid recording. So that normally these sessions are given to participants after the live session is completed. I'm going to send these recorded sessions. So whatever I'm taking a live session, after 15 minutes, the file will be generated and I will distribute to the participants to their email. Okay, now, so basically here you have SAP, here you have SAP and non-SAP. And then the target. So what is the solution that you're trying to create? I would like to create solutions based on HANA, S4HANA. So what is our scope? Basically, there are three things. One is called new implementations. The second one is system conversion and landscape transformation. So here you have SAP, non-SAP, and here you have HANA, S4HANA. What we have to do over here, the first thing that we need to do is to provision. What you would like to provision? What I would like to provision? I would like to provision called data provisioning. What is data provisioning? Data provisioning means you would like to transfer from SAP, non-SAP to HANA S4HANA platform. How are you going to provision? Using SLT. What is SLT? SLT stands for SAP Landscape Transformation. What is it known as? SAP Landscape Transformation. What is the purpose of SLT? To transfer or to migrate data from SAP, non-SAP systems, to migrate data from SAP, non-SAP to HANA S4HANA. So who is going to migrate? SLT. What is SLT? SAP Landscape Transformation. It can do real-time migration. It can do real-time migration. So in tomorrow's session, I'm going to show you how we can do real-time migration. And also I'm going to discuss about the introduction to the platform. Today, I just would like to give you the introduction part. And tomorrow we are going to see the actual migration, how it can take place. But before that, okay, so SLT is one way that you can migrate. Now you also have something called Smart Data Access. So what is this for? What is the purpose of Smart Data Access? The Smart Data Access is especially used to integrate with non-SAP systems. So whenever you have a requirement to connect to non-SAP, especially non-SAP, we use Smart Data Access to connect to HANA S4HANA platform. So data provisioning is nothing but to provision data. Why you would like to provision data? Because you would like to migrate from your old systems to the new system. How are you going to migrate? Using SAP Landscape Transformation. It is used to migrate data in real time. When you would like to connect to non-SAP, we use Smart Data Access. Okay? So once you migrate, what is going to happen? Here you're going to create business scenarios. What kind of scenarios? Scenarios related to logistics, scenarios related to finance. So all the kind of business scenarios you can create in HANA S4HANA. Once you create the business scenarios, what is the next thing? Now here you have the user interface. What do you have in the user interface? In the UI, you have SAP Fiori apps, Lumira, Design Studio, Analysis for Office, so what is SAP Fiori apps? Using the SAP Fiori apps, I can do the configuration, I can write back data to SAP HANA S4HANA platform, I can read data, I can execute programs. So Fiori apps is one of the user interface. What is Lumira? Lumira is a cloud-based analytics tool. It's a cloud-based tool, rich in visualization. Now you see, especially when you see cricket match and football match, you see there are rich visualizations. Now all these rich visualizations, especially the German football team uses Lumira, a cloud-based analytics tool, to generate these rich visualizations in real time. What is Design Studio? Design Studio is especially used to integrate to iPad and iPhone platform. So using Design Studio, business will have access to their business data, the Design Studio. Analysis for Office. So what is the purpose of analysis? So all the participants able to hear me? Because I just got a message. Participant lost my voice. Is it true? Just I would like to confirm with participants. Hello? So there is some problem? Or you have some flaws in the voice? All the participants, is it okay? It's perfect. Not perfect. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I think it is issue from the participant side. So probably participants, normally when I deliver the session, my upload speed should be very good. And for participants, the download speed should be good. So I have about 60 to 70 Mbps line in the upload. So participants could kindly make sure that they have at least 10 to 15 Mbps, plus or minus. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain over here, is how will business able to connect to the business scenarios? Now these business scenarios, where are you going to create? Business scenarios are delivered by SAP. You can enhance the existing business scenarios according to the client requirement. These so-called business scenarios are available in the user interface called HANA Studio. It's called as HANA Studio. What is HANA Studio? HANA Studio is the user interface to work on business scenarios. So shortly I'm going to show you this. Okay. So what I'm trying to explain over here is migrating of data in real time. We can use SLT, SAP Landscape Transformation. SAP Landscape Transformation is used to migrate data in real time. And once data gets migrated, so here you have business scenarios, you can create business scenarios, and these business scenarios can be accessed in the front end. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to log into system. Let me show you this. So participants will have access to server for 6 months. So 6 months of server access will be given to the participants. And this course I'm going to deliver for 2.5 months. We'll have about 70 to 75 hour sessions. Please also attend tomorrow's session. But before that, just a small demonstration of the system. So how participants can log into system? Participants can log into system, enter RDP. So am I fast participants? So do participants feel that the delivery of the session is fast? Anyone feel it is fast? The participants feel my delivery is fast. Okay, so let us click on the remote desktop. So once you click on the remote desktop, now this is called as remote desktop connection. It's actually all that you need to do is type in RDP and click connect. So once you click connect, every participant will have their own user ID and password that will be provided by the backend team. So backend team will provide the user ID and password. So let me log into system and click yes. So once we click yes, now please see, I'm logging into remote desktop. Once we log into remote desktop, click on start, click all programs, click SAP HANA, click HANA Studio. So what is HANA Studio? HANA Studio is the user interface to work on HANA S4HANA platform. Click OK. Now we're logging into HANA system. So I'm logging into the system. So let us log into system. So once we log into system, now please see here, you see there are different systems over here. So this is nothing but the development system, and this is nothing but the productive environment. Let us expand the system. Once you expand the system, so here you can see catalog and content. Now if we expand the content, please see here. So tomorrow we'll see very, very detailed. Just today I would like to give you a quick overview. Tomorrow we can see in detailed session. So now you see, this is called as catalog. What is a catalog? A catalog is a collection of schema. So once I expand the catalog, let us go to a schema called best. Once you expand the schema called best, expand the tables folder. Excuse me. So once we expand the tables folder, now here you can see these are all different tables. Now these tables that you see here, let me go to any of the table. Let us go to any table over here. Let us go to any table like EKKO. Let's go to any EKPO or any table. Just I'm trying to take one table, whatever it may be. And then click on runtime information. So once you click on runtime information, here you see what is the primary way to store data. Completely it is memory. You see here, it's a column orientation. Data is completely stored in RAM, and here you have in a column oriented fashion. So it's completely column oriented. It's in memory. Now you see, when I close the catalog, when you go to the content, so here you see there's so many packages. Let me expand one of the package, SAP, expand HBA, expand ECC. Now once you expand this, now these are nothing but business scenarios. You see, you can see scenarios with regards to accounting, scenarios with regards to bill of materials. So all these are business scenarios. Company code, controlling, cost center, customer delivery, financial statements, all these are business scenarios. Inventory management, procurement, MRP, new GL, profit center. So all these are data business scenarios. So what I'm trying to explain over here is catalog is a collection of database objects like tables under schema, and content is a collection of business scenarios. Now where do you find this so-called as SLT for doing the system migration? Please see here, when you click on window, click perspective, click a reset perspective, click yes. Once you click yes, 1 minute, let me do it once again. Click window, perspective, reset perspective, and click yes. So once you click yes, now do you see on the right hand side corner there is something called quick view. What is quick view? Quick view has important shortcuts available on system. Now here you see data provisioning. So using this data provisioning, we can migrate data using SLT, SAP landscape transformation. Okay, so now you see here, you can see the data provisioning. Here you can see the business scenarios. Let me show you the front end part. How can you access the front end? Let me open the front end. So let me open the front end. Nothing but SAP Fiori. So I'll open the front end. Let me copy this URL. Let me open the front end URL. So once you open the SAP Fiori apps, click advanced, click proceed with SAP HANA. Provide the username is best and provide the password W capital welcome 123 and click log on. So once you click log on, so here you can see sale order, purchase order, stock transfer order, goods movements. So this is nothing but the front end. Overdue payables. So this is all the front end that you can see here. So if you want to see more apps, so here you can see, click on this. So you can see supply chain. And here you can see master data scenarios, dispute management, customer governance, ERP, bank account management, liquidity management, purchase order processing. So this is all the front end side. Now please also see the Lumira. So let me open SAP Lumira. Click start. Click on SAP Lumira. So let us open Lumira. So I'll make sure that every participant can clear the certification. and get more than 80% in the certification score. So as a trainer, I've been delivering sessions from more than 5 years on SAP HANA and S4HANA platforms. S4HANA, it's been 2 years. So when we open the SAP, just let me open this. Let us open. So what I'm trying to share is, explain over here is, I'll make sure the participant can clear the certification. So for this, 3 weeks, I'm going to take 80 questions. Now these 80 questions are most frequently asked in the interviews. Every question I'm going to explain in detail in the sessions. And these sessions total for 75 hours. It takes about 2.5 months to complete. So every session is the detailed session. Shortly, I'll show you the course content, what I'm going to deliver to the participants. Just one moment, please. It's still opening the SAP Lumira. So here, if you see, you can see the geospatial analysis. So you can see, in different varieties of chats, pie chart, the clouds, heat maps, sales revenues and gross margins, so this is nothing but SAP Lumira, rich in visualization. Okay, so let me open the course content. So let me open the course content. So shortly, I'm going to also explain what kind of materials I'm going to provide to the participants. So this is the course content. So the course content, so here you can see we can create master data scenarios using attribute views, data related to transactions, anything that is related to amount and quantity. We can create these business scenarios called attribute views, analytic views, and calculation views. What are the best practices? What things we need to follow for best practices? Currency conversions, exporting and importing of objects for transports, restricted and calculated measures. If you would like to do any additional calculations with graphical user interface, you can do this. Auto documentation. Coming to the UI integration, we'll see how the platform gets integrated with Excel, Lumira, analysis for OLAP, Design Studio. So all this on the front end side. Coming to the data provisioning, what kind of different provisioning methods you have and how we can use these provisioning methods like SAP, SLT, SAP landscape transformation, how we can import files, smart data access, and then administration SAP HANA. What is the HANA architecture? How it is done the backup and recovery, how the security is controlled, how the migration take place, migrations and configurations. I'm going to explain 2 projects in detail. COPA, Controlling Profitability Analysis. I'm also going to focus on the BW4HANA, especially this on the analytics part. So BW4HANA on the analytics. So now SAP has embedded the operations and analytics into a single platform. How the HANA S4HANA utilize the analytics from the BW4HANA, where you can perform the mixed scenarios. ABAP HANA, how ABAP can be effectively utilized in SAP HANA platform. And then S4HANA. On the S4HANA, we're going to see the scenarios with regards to logistics, purchase to pay processing, plant to produce processing, order to cash processing, accounting, management accounting, integration with accounting, management accounting, and embedded analytics. So the course is very, very detailed in nature. It will take about 75 hours to deliver these sessions. And I will make sure each and every participant can clear the certification for HANA S4HANA platform. And for this, the materials that I'm going to provide to participants. So what kind of materials I'm going to provide to the participants? Let me quickly show you. Now these materials, excuse me. Now here you can see there are two sets of materials that participants can get. One is on the set 1. On the set 1, you have detailed assignments. So there are more than 70 hours of assignments where participants can practice. And each assignment that you see here is very, very detailed in nature, with including step-by-step screenshots, where participants can work hands-on on system. All this. They can work hands-on on the system. So here you have all the assignments, and here you can see HANA materials and S4HANA materials. Like on SAP HANA, the introduction to HANA. What is the business values on SAP HANA? Data provisioning, HA200, BW for HANA. On the S4 HANA, you can see implementation scenarios, S4 HANA certification, business suite to SAP HANA. And here you can see resumes, interview questions. I prepared detailed interview questions, what kind of questions may come in the interviews. On the set 2 side, you can see assignments, certification dumps, interview clearance documents. So here I prepared documents that are useful to clear the interviews. Every question is in detail. HANA S4 HANA project documentation. So here you can see I'm going to explain the entire project. 2 projects I'm going to explain in these sessions. Starting from preparing the project, confirm installation, validate the solution, realization, what are the different kinds of licensing strategies we have, train key users, switch to quality assurance, test solution, production environment, switch to production, go live and support, handover solution. So all these activities I'm going to explain in detail in the sessions to the participants. So these, you have different templates where you can use these templates for your project implementation. And here you can see S4 HANA Finance, ABAP materials, SAP Pressbook materials, and a lot of materials I gathered over the period of time for the benefit of the participants. Interview questions, resumes, a lot of things are there. Participants can take time and see this. I'm also going to explain on everyday session what assignments will be useful for the participants. So these are the, so also whatever the sessions I'm taking now, these are live sessions. And every day these sessions are recorded and distributed to the participants. So I will distribute these recorded sessions. Once the live session, I'm going to place them in different folders so the participants can access them and download to your local drive on everyday session. Whatever the questions participants are asking me, and I'm going to distribute to the participants. So these are on the material side. So just a quick recap what we see in today's session. In today's session, first I started with what is HANA S4 HANA. Then I'm trying to give you a very brief introduction to what is in-memory, column orientation, parallel processing. Then I was trying to explain about what is the role of HANA S4HANA consultant on a project. You provision data, you migrate data, we create business scenarios and integrate to the front end. You can access systems using the remote desktop. And finally, I was trying to explain to participants how participants will be able to access the materials. And I will make sure that every participant can clear the certification. I have on the back end. Once I end the session, participant will have a feedback form. The backend team will connect with it. Good night to everyone. Thank you. I think my voice is breaking, is it? Because I'm just seeing messages in my question and answer box. Is my voice breaking, all the participants? Sorry for that, but I'll surely give once again a recap in tomorrow's session. Before we start tomorrow's session, I'll give a recap. I'll make sure that the voice breakage will be minimized. Thank you all. Thank you everyone to attend today. I'll see you in tomorrow. Thank you. Good morning and good night.